Welcome to Unity Inspired Living. Our community began in 1989 as a small worldwide Unity book study group, and we've continued the momentum as an ever-evolving spiritual community. Each Sunday, you will find dynamic thought leaders delivering inspiring messages and talented musicians sharing sound healing through their melody. Here, we embrace ancient spiritual traditions, universal truths, and emerging wisdom. Let's check out this Sunday message. We're so grateful you've joined us. So grateful to be here. My name is Amy Van Ling, and I am in loving leadership here at Unity Inspired Living, and it brings me such joy to be your spiritual director. We are a unique model of Sunday service. We are many voices, thought leaders, difference makers, world changers, and incredibly talented and magical musicians sharing inspiration and sound healing. So this is where you come to find the best of the best, I think. We cultivate a space here for the evolution, for the unfoldment of wisdom and awareness and aliveness and love and compassion to emerge in, through, and as you and expand out into the world. So we are welcoming July, which is kind of hard to believe. Our theme for the month is migrating the mystical, as we're still continuing, of course, our annual theme, which is spiritual pilgrimage, the journey of the soul. And I was thinking just yesterday, one of my favorite songs of all time is Into the Mystic by Van Morrison. And the lyrics say, "We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic." And it's just such a great mystical song. And the message is really simple and serene. Yet really we can experience this everywhere, anywhere. And I spoke last week about the mystical moments where we have visions and those marked moments in time where we feel sort of maybe removed from this, time-space reality. But on my flight home a few days ago, I was reminded that some of our most mystical moments are in the mundane. I can't count how many times that I have boarded a Southwest flight in the last 3 years. But what I do remember are some of my great encounters. And when our friend Don used to pick me up in Oakland, I would always have a story. And he encouraged me to get them into the book, which sadly I never did. And now I forget all those stories. But on my recent flight, I had the most extraordinary encounter. And you all know that I have some pretty incredible angel travel stories, but this was set apart. This was mystical. This was from the movies. This moved my soul. So the message of the mystic coming through Van Morrison today is remember that you were born before the wind. You're younger than the sun. And so, for the love and grace of God, let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. You don't know what the cards hold, so inhale the spirit and fly, soar. That's the message. Mystical moments are unfolding all the time. So we are here together, and I am so excited. It is with deep love, deep gratitude that I welcome the divine and delightful ROBYN Rice Olmstead back with us. She is such a sweet soul, and she has the message for us today: the magical, the mystical, and the madness. And she will be facilitating a workshop for us after the service from 11:30 to 12:30 Pacific time. The Magical Mystery Tour. Be your own guide and chart your journey. And the graphic with it is really cute. It's on our homepage on our website, unityinspiredliving.org. And right after service here on Facebook Live, you can jump into the Zoom link there. I'll also drop it here in the live stream feed. Invite everybody, because our workshops are open for everybody to join us, and we love everybody to be there, to be inspired. So come one, come all, the more the merrier. So thank you, ROBYN, for the genuine love, kindness, and heart you bring to us when you visit us and share with us. We're grateful for your authenticity and so tremendously thankful we get to spend some time with you this morning. She's zooming in from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we love you. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes to us. Mwah. And we have the soulful and spectacular KALYANI Marsh. She is of Scroll Up Music. She's with us sharing her incredibly sensational sounds, and her vibration is so deeply healing. We are blessed by your presence and essence, KALYANI. You're a gift. Zooming in from Penn City, which is out there by Grass Valley, and they're really hot out there too.
Penn Valley.
Valley, sorry. By Grass Valley. Penn Valley and Grass Valley. Wow. Well, I'm so grateful for Zoom that we get to all join together from all of these different places. That really is special, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you, my dear. Thank you for bringing us the gift of you and sharing your soul with us and your essence with us. We feel it. And we have our, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for saying yes. Nancy is here. She is with us to share our selected inspirational reading, some community announcements, and our prayer of plenitude. Thank you, Nancy, for always sharing your loving energy with us. I call her the angel admin. I couldn't do a lot of what I do around here without this beautiful being of light. So thank you for your divinity, your radiance, and your dedication to our community. We're grateful for you. And thank you, each one of you, for tuning in, for tuning within, for committing your energy to coming together to activate, embody, bring, share love in this world. I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful to each one of you for choosing to co-create a loving vibration on this planet. We are here for such a time as this. Thank you, Queen Esther. I stole that from her. So we welcome you into our sacred space. Joyous morning, beloveds. We are going to begin with our mission statement. So I invite you to enter this reverent space. However you do that, you might place your hand on your heart, you might light a candle, you might ring a bell, you might take a breath. So I invite you into this space. And our mission for our unity-inspired living spiritual community is fostering love and wisdom, inspiring transformation, offering compassionate outreach, and embracing unity. And thank you for being on this mission with us. We feel it is a divine one. I'm going to hand the screen over to KALYANI now. She has our community song. So I invite you to open up the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and sing along.
Thank you. I thought I would start with an old Unity tune that it was traditionally called Father and I Are One. And I thought I might put a twist on it, and we would say Father, Mother, and Child, and then love, and then you and I. So I think you'll recognize the melody if you're or not, but it's easy. Father and I. Wait, sorry. I don't need that capo. Okay. That would be really high. Okay. Father and I are one. Father and I are one. Are one, are one, are one, are one. Father and I are one. Mother and I are one. Mother and I are one. Are one, are one, are one, are one. Mother and I are one. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Child and I are one. Child and I are one. Are one, are one, are one, are one. Child and I are one. Love and I are one. Love and I are one. Are one, are one, are one, are one.
Thank you, precious soul. Yeah, I just had to turn my volume a little bit. Sorry for that. I think it got a little low. What a beautiful opening for us. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to hand the screen over to Nancy now. She has our blessing of abundance and some announcements. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Good morning, everyone. Let's begin with our few important announcements. Be sure to return at 11:30 to 12:30 for Robyn's workshop, The Magical Mystery Tour. We always have wonderful, deep listening and sharing. We are sending out a huge heartfelt thank you to all who are continuing to support the Mitchell Van Ling Memorial Fund each month. For those of you who have not heard, at our June board meeting, we agreed to continue our loving financial support for the Van Ling family through the month of December 2024. We encourage you to join us in continuing your monthly gifts of support to them on their journey. Please make your donations on your checks, Zelle, or PayPal to the Mitchell Van Ling Memorial Fund early in the month. We also send a shout out to Dave and Julie Krowski for hosting our wonderful Members Appreciation Luncheon last Sunday. We all had an amazing time and stayed cool on the hottest day of the year so far. Thanks to Florence, Jennifer, Janet, Jan, and me for all their help with the setup and cleanup and events that are coming up soon. Join us in person at Luenda's home for our third Saturday community gathering and potluck on this coming Saturday, July 20th at 11 o'clock. Please come a little early so we can start on time. We will be sharing our personal thoughts on migrating the mystical, our July theme. Again, that will be at Luenda's home in Pittsburgh. Also, remember to like and share our Facebook page and our YouTube pages every time you visit them. And please subscribe to our YouTube page, unityinspiredliving.org. It really makes a difference. Blessings and have a wonderful week. And now for our reading. Our theme for July is Migrating the Mystical. The reading for today is Awaken from Daily Word, April 2024. I awaken to the divine possibilities within and all around me. At times, my spirituality can feel separate from daily life, making it easy to lose touch with my divine nature. Yet even a small shift in my thinking can create big effects, helping me awaken my true identity as a spiritual being. The more time I devote to my spiritual practice, the more I can recognize God in every person and situation. Each day I slow down and connect with God in silence. I commune with spirit and awaken to the presence of God within and the power of my divine gifts. Every moment becomes an opportunity to infuse the mundane with spiritual awareness. I awaken to the oneness of all that is and take my place in it. James 1:25. But those who look into the perfect law, the law of liberty, and persevere, being not hearers who forget, but doers who act, they will be blessed in their doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy. We appreciate you for all the beauty, all the information, all the inspiration you bring to us. I smashed my finger a while ago and I thought, well, this could be a mystical moment because you kind of see stars. Wow, I'm finding the moments. I'm going to hand the screen back to Kalyani now for another mystical moment in song and sound healing. Thank you, beloved.
I'm sorry we have to take these, journeys through physical pain, I had that tennis elbow. It just is lingering on, and I just learning how to move slowly and mindfully and not just, just have and develop my left side, right? My right brain, left side. So this is actually a recent song and appropriate for that topic. It could be a sing-along, because it is quite repetitive, or not, depending on your level of picking up the melodies. So the first line is, I am embodying the sacred. And I would like to look at the word sacred, and many people have different definitions for it, but I'd like to introduce a definition as precious. that I am allowing my preciousness to be acknowledged. And so embodying the sacred. And then the next line is seeing all is sacred. And the next line is knowing all are sacred, precious. That's the song. I am, I am, I am, I am, embodying the sacred. I am, I am, I am, I am, embodying the sacred. 3 I ams. I am, I am, I am, embodying the sacred. I am, I am, I am, embodying the sacred. Embodying the sacred. Embodying the I am, I am, I am, I am, seeing all is sacred. I am, I am, I am, I am, seeing all is sacred. 3 I ams. I am, I am, I am, seeing all is sacred. I am, I am, I am, seeing all is sacred. Seeing all is sacred. Seeing all is sacred. Knowing all are sacred. I am, I am, I am, I am, knowing all are sacred. I am, I am, I am, I am, knowing all are sacred. 3 I ams. I am, I am, I am, knowing all are sacred. I am, I am, I am, knowing all are sacred. Knowing all are sacred. Knowing all are sacred. Embodying the sacred. I am, I am, I am, I am, embodying the sacred.
Thank you, beloved.
Thank you.
Wonderful reminder. It's all sacred. I am going to hand the screen back over to Nancy. She has our blessing of abundance this morning. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. I invite you to join me now as we move into a space of oneness with Spirit. We quiet our minds and open to the great realization of an abundant universe. We connect with an inner stillness that is grounded in the divine flow of giving and receiving. We practice gratitude for all that life gives us and accept there is more coming our way. We align and operate from our divine nature to give freely from a compassionate heart to others and ourselves, assured we are never void. We set our intention to engage in right action that attracts opportunities to prosper. We are each a very grateful spirit expanding in this human life. We are gratefully succeeding and stepping forward into greater good. And so it is.
Thank you, beloved. And so it is. Okay, handing the screen back over to Kalyani for our final song. Thank you, dear.
All right. So This is also fairly recent, after the tennis elbow debilitating realizations. I shouldn't say the realizations are not debilitating. It's only physical. um, so I realize everything's for a reason. So this is oh, it's called Healing Journey. So what does it mean to rest? Like, that's the question. What does it mean to rest? Like, right? Sometimes it's hard to know. What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how do I find the silver lining? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to grieve? What does it mean to grieve for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to grieve? What does it mean to grieve for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how do I tune into true guidance? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how do I find the gentle courage? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to love? What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to be free? To simply be. To simply be. To simply be. To simply
Hmm. The spiritual journey is the healing journey, yeah. To simply be. Thank you. Thank you, beloved, for your inspiration. Thank you, Nancy, for your radiance. We are so grateful for both of you, Kalyani and Nancy, for activating, inspiring our space this morning with joy and opening that vibrational portal of love. We're grateful for you, and we'll see you soon. I'll see you on this side of the
Thank
the
you.
technology. Blessings.
Much love, much love.
Much love. Yay. Okay, dear Robyn, it is always my joy to spend time with you. Thank you for being with us, sharing your presence. I'm so grateful. I'm going to share Robyn's bio for those of you who are just getting to know Robyn, this exquisite being of love. Then I'll pray us in and hand the screen over. ROBYN Rice Olmstead is a licensed spiritual practitioner. Her primary training is from Agape International Spiritual Center, a trans-denominational spiritual community founded by Dr. Michael Beckwith. Robyn was licensed as religious science practitioner in 2001. While Agape has moved out from under the guidelines of the United Centers for Spiritual Living, Robyn is clear that both movements are about love and the power one has to change themselves, fully express and create a life of infinite possibility. Standing in the oneness of both organizations' missions, she chose to retain both of her licenses and currently licensed as ALSP, Agape Licensed Spiritual Practitioner, and RSCP, practicing at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. Robyn is also an actress, writer, and teacher. She refers to herself as an artivist. Don't you love that? I do. She is very passionate about social and global issues and loves combining this with anything artsy and inspiring. She has worked with youth and adults of all ages, teaching them empowerment, conflict resolution, and anything that leads them to greater understanding and self-celebration. She is very proud of her spiritual writing and improvisation classes. It is an honor and a joy to guide people to the portal of their greater yes, leading them to unlock their greatest possibilities. She currently has a podcast with her husband on the New Thought Media Network called Rockin' the Love. She is passionate about travel and meeting new people, and we are so fortunate and blessed to have her here with us. Oh, I invite you to inhale. Let's just open up here with prayer. Take that inward breath of the Great Spirit, the divine, as we give thanks for this opportunity to support and uplift one another on our spiritual journey. As we open ourselves to the infinite possibilities of the universe, we stand in awe, in reverence, acknowledging the eternal source of all that is, that infinite wellspring of God, of love, of light. And we merge our consciousness with this divinity, knowing that we are co-creators on our mystical and majestic path. In this sacred moment, we accept with gratitude that all things are possible through divine grace in this mystical experience that we call life on earth. So grateful for this beloved soul sister, Robyn. We cover her in light, angelic light. We cover her with our love and our blessing, and our hearts filling up with thanksgiving as we express our deepest gratitude for the divine outpouring that she is bestowing upon us, sharing with us. We rejoice in the abundance of love and joy that surrounds us. We trust in the mysteries of our soul journey, knowing that most sublime guide is holding our hand as we migrate the mystical. And I release this word into the great heartbeat, throb of the cosmos, knowing it is all entirely for love. And so it is. Ashe, amen, amen, namaste. Thank you, Robyn. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Unity Inspired Living, for having me. I'm so glad to be here. And I want to take a moment, and I really just want to continue in that prayerful tone. So I want to just acknowledge and speak a word of blessing for all that's gone on this weekend, for the shooting in Pennsylvania, and for the lives lost, for the people injured, and for the state of our country. And I just want to take a moment to send love and blessings, because I know the power of our love and our prayers is truly what's going to change this world. So I'm just inviting us all to hold this space of what's gone on and what's going to go on into our election season and beyond, in this world we live in. So let's just take a moment and send some blessings out there. And then I'm going to ask us to just begin with a little meditation. So I'm going to ask you to stop what you're doing, stop multitasking, or just get more comfortable in your chair, sit, center in, and let's just take a breath. And as we breathe in the breath of the divine, we just breathe in gratitude. Gratitude and thanksgiving for who we are and what we've come to do. Gratitude for the journey until this moment, knowing that no matter what it looks like or feels like, that it is perfect. And so we're going to take this moment to just commune with the divine, to allow spirit to speak through us as we navigate this mystical journey, the topic of the month, as we go into the magic, the mystical, and the madness. Just take a moment in the silence to center in.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. President Biden just moments ago on the world stage is
Just allow ourselves to
the debate, what he declared. Also, the air scare in upstate New York, the close call to passenger planes, and the storms moving in the Midwest right into the Northeast, and the record heat. Ginger Z is here. First tonight, President Biden moments ago speaking to world leaders, the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. The president fully aware that world leaders and voters across this country are watching very closely. And the unexpected moment on that stage, you'll hear what the president said. The storm tonight, heavy rain and winds sweeping across the Midwest into the Northeast. And the video just in of a tornado on the ground. The heat alerts from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia, New York City to Boston, as millions tonight in the South are without power after the hurricane amid life-threatening heat. Ginger, latest forecast. That air scare, very close call.
By the wayside.
Airport, a Delta flight, and an American Airlines regional flight. Authorities say at one point the pilots were so close they could not see the other plane.
So it is.
Also news tonight.
And so we allow it to be. And so the madness begins. There we are, minding our own business. And it's unstoppable. Our thoughts come through. No matter how steeped we are in spiritual practice, out of nowhere, it pops in. Whether it's our minds or the negative messages that lurk just waiting for us, for the right moment to attach themselves. So what was that like for you? Did you try to stop it or make sense of it? How did it feel in your body temple? Those messages coming through. I think sometimes we're numb to these intrusions in our body, to the things that we can't always see, but we feel them. Or we may not even feel them, but later those thoughts and feelings, they show up as discomfort or dis-ease or illness in our body temples. And this happens to us all day, every day. In the news, on our phone, something pops up. We mute our phones so we don't have to hear the commercials during the games we're playing or when we're checking our email. And what happens now? What happens now? They've caught on. Boom. Up pops a banner or some graphic or something that bursts and gets your attention. They figured out ways to get our attention, to bring us back to whatever it is that they're selling or whatever it is they want us to know. So where does our attention go? And who and what gets our attention. So I had this analogy come up for me last night. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking it may be as subtle as an orchestra playing in the background, like music beneath the conscious spotlight. But our subconscious mind soaks it up like a sponge, like elevator music. It's music that isn't intrusive and it doesn't take focus, but we hear it. And later on in the day, we find ourselves humming Let It Be or whatever it was that was gently playing in the background. So when a newscast hums in the background, we absorb those snippets. It's like cosmic dust settling on these mental bookshelves we have. And even if we're not actively listening, our neurons fire and our synapses spark and information tiptoes in. The newsreel whispers and we catch fragments like pandemic and protests and shootings and murders and cat videos and Instagram reels. And we pick it all up. Maybe not in its entirety, but we take it in and we begin to make our own stories. And how many conversations did you ever overhear as a kid or as an adult and hold on to without knowing the full story? Our brains nod appreciatively as we record all this information. They take it in, they're excited to get it, it's getting fed. And it reminds me, like I used to, years ago, living in Southern California when it was earthquake time, and everybody talked about the earthquake and San Andreas Fault and what was happening and blah, 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 blah. I wanted to write a children's book called It's Andrea's Fault, meaning because of the San Andreas Fault. Because I used to think, like, I had the story in my mind of a little girl that would always overhear, oh, it's Andrea's fault, it's going to break down, it's going to do this, it's not going to, and all the negative things that were going to happen, and how it was all Andrea's fault. So I had it in my mind to write a book like that, just taking on those things. How do we take those things on or let those things go? How do we, as spiritual folks, maneuver around some of the seeming chaos and madness that drives our world? Well, when we try to figure it out, it can become crazy making, right? Whether it's politics and we try to make sense of a candidate that has several indictment charges that may amount to about 88 felony charges, or a man who some people say is unfit to run the country and he shouldn't run for another. That begs the question for me of, if he's unfit to run for another term, why is it okay that he's still in office for the next 6 months? If I try to make sense of any of that, it becomes the madness. So that leads me to the magic. If we look at the madness as the chaos that goes on in our heads, I go back to my orchestra analogy. And I think it's kind of like a symphony orchestra. And what if all the instruments were playing whatever they wanted at the same time? And there was no conductor, and then out of nowhere, in steps that well-dressed figure with the baton in their hand and clicks it a couple of times, and then there's this stillness, and there's this silence that takes over the concert hall. That is God. That is spirit. That is the divine, or whatever you want to call it. That is infinite possibility. We're right on our seat, and I choose to believe it's magical. Now, I know in New Thought, a lot of people go, oh, there's no magic. I'm not talking about the kind of magician doing a trick kind of magic, or like the sleight of hand illusion magic. But I'm talking about the kind of magic that really makes your eyes twinkle and your soul dance and your heart sing. And in that way that when you know that something exciting and really special is happening or is about to happen. And I think sometimes we get caught in the madness. I spoke about the outside world that affects us, but what about the madness that we create? The madness that stems from our quest for perfection, our fear of not being good enough, our thought that someone else can do it better or looks better doing it than we do, or I'm too old, or I'm too tired, or I'm too young, or it doesn't look the way I think it should, or what if they discover that I don't really know everything that I should, or that they think I know? Crazy making, right? So I realized the other day that I was carrying around this story, and that was creating madness for me. And of course, Spirit is so gracious to make sure I don't forget, because as I listened to Amy this morning, reading my bio, I don't know if you all have had this experience when you hear someone talk about you, but even though it's a bio that I wrote at some point, you go, wow, that's pretty good. Wow. Oh yeah, I did do that. And I hear these things, but so the story I was carrying around is when people ask me, so Robyn, what do you do? Is a very challenging question for me, because I do a lot of things. And depending upon who I'm talking to, I generally think they want to hear a certain portion of what I do in a different way. So I always have to kind of choose. It's not just like, oh, I'm a nurse technician. It's not simple and drip cut. Oh, I'm a school teacher. So I started to say what I do. And I said, oh, I'm an actress and a writer. And and usually if I say that to people, will go, oh, and get very intrigued by that. And as I said it, I'm thinking, yeah, Robyn, but you haven't actively had an agent and gone out and done acting or done anything in a long time. 15 years-ish in terms of having a casting an agent and getting a part, booking a part. So I started to question, should I even say that anymore? And then I started thinking about, well, but I do write. I mean, I have, and I teach classes all the time, teaching people how to write. And I kind of perform because I MC their shows and I put the show together and I write it. And I help them cone it and direct it. And you see the trajectory I'm on, right? Because all by myself, I could disrupt my story and it's crazy making. So it sent me into a tailspin about what am I doing and have I done it, really? And am I still allowed to say that, and what do you do with that? So that is the madness. But in that, I'll tell you the blessings that came is that within a week, two things happened. I pitched my class to two centers who were totally excited and said yes to having me do this class in the fall that we're going to have all different centers participating in. And of course, you all are invited, a class called Your Story Matters, because I believe each of us has a story and a mission and a purpose and something of value to say. And so as I did that was the first thing. And then I got a call from a friend of mine, a friend of ours, I should say, Savannah, those of you that know Savannah, who's a good friend of mine. And she was telling me all about her new job and her new coaching and her this and her that with a writing coach and how fabulous it was. And I was like, I want to do that. And I will tell you, I did not say it from a very empowered place. I don't even know if I really said it or if Spirit pushed it out of me. I was very whiny, and probably if I was going to judge it, I would say a little on the victim side, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, it came out of my mouth. I said, I want to do that. And trust me, if I hadn't, it would have spiraled me into the madness. But she was like, oh my God, you would be perfect for this. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. You'd be perfect for the producer role of the story. Da, 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 da. You're the perfect fit. And she went on and on and on. And he'll set up a meeting and la, 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 la. And I was like, oh my God, the mystery. Because from out of seemingly nowhere, the universe responded to what it heard. Granted, I didn't say it from a powered place, but it was the power and the impetus for spirit to say, yes, beloved, this is where you belong. It was the place that I could say, truly my desire is to live from that place of passion, is to live from that place of creativity. And to say it while looking towards earning a lucrative income and feeling valued, that request was being answered. So I did stay in that place of madness. If I had stayed in that place of madness for any longer, I would have gotten more madness. But I spoke up. Even though it was weak, I spoke up. I affirmed my truth. Have you ever had one of those experiences? One of those experiences where you really don't know how or where, but somewhere in your being, the intention has been set. And then the magic happens. Kalani in her song sang, can we embody the sacred? So this becomes the journey. Can we embody the mystic? Can we embody the mystery? The magic happens because your eyes have lit up, or your heart is open, or your spirit is dancing, or maybe your soul is kicking and screaming because it doesn't always show up wrapped in a bow in a pretty package. Sometimes it shows up like that 2x4 and hits us in the head and says, do it now. Or what are you doing? What are you thinking, right? But regardless how it shows up, it's generally the clear message. And there's no turning back once the message has been delivered. Once you've heard, it's like that you saying you can't unring a bell, right? And some might call that the mystery, that out of the seeming nothingness, something happens that erases all doubt, all fear, all worry, all angst. And it's as if we've leaped and the net has appeared. And throughout this journey, we innocently say things like, something happened. I don't know what happened. Something happened. But that is the mystery. That something is spirit, right? So did something happen, or was something happening all along? And yes, it sometimes feels very mysterious. And sometimes it feels very familiar, right? So we all, as spiritual beings, spend time being in classes and reading books and pursuing more knowledge and listening to spiritual masters who give us these tools and these insights of how to pursue our goals and our dreams and our passions. And yet we still get stuck in the hows, in the whys, in the what ifs. So it's not really a mystery. I mean, I would be willing to wager that a very large amount of money that on the fact that most people out here listening, whether it's live or recorded, believe that there is a higher power, that there is something greater going on besides ourselves. And no matter what we call it, there's something large, that something bigger than us is happening, right? So We will never know how it works, but we do know that it works. And so that said, the mystery is solved. So then the question becomes, is it really a mystery? Or is it a question of mastery? Amy said, do not downplay our part in the collective. Do not downplay our part in the collective. That says to me, it is not ours to judge. We need to let go of that small self that wants to tell us how to do it and how to keep ourselves safe. She said, are you ready to step up, to step out? Good questions. And what are you energizing in the collective? What are you energizing in the collective? It's a good question. It's a good question. I contemplated a lot, like truly standing in that belief that all of us gathered as we put our attention on love, that we really are changing the world. But the mystery is we may never see it. It may never look the way we want it to. Can we surrender to that? So I believe that that's part of the mastery, the surrender. I believe that it's our turn to become the masters of our journey. If we're charting the journey by age, well, most of us have reached a time of, if not now, when, right? There's no more, oh, there's lots of time left, right? We're at a place where we're making those decisions that it's our time if we're gonna do certain things to get them done. And along those lines, I would say, again, I also heard Amy say, so-and-so wanted me to write a book, but now I don't remember the stories. Really? Because what I know of Amy, and I'm only using her as example because I know we all hold this, but what I know of Amy is that she's got stories after stories after stories after stories. And if Amy was to say yes, those stories would return. And it's the same for all of us. When we say yes, Spirit provides. So, we've all spent many years thinking about maybe it's the book we want to write, or the career we want to have, or the difference we want to make, or the classes we want to take, or whatever it is. And while we all have calendars and Google Assistants and things that keep track of us virtually, we always are surprised at how fast time goes and where it goes, and that it just disappears, even though we've got it all charted out, logged in our calendars. Time is indeed a mystery. But again, it's one that we can probably master if we really want to. So the answer to that question is now. Now is the time. Do it now. Yes, we've all heard the Goethe quote, whatever you can do or dream, you can be, you can, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. So in my workshop today, we'll explore some of the willingness and maybe take some baby steps to chart your course and to truly begin it now. So the magic, the mystery, the madness. The madness is believing that your dream will go away or that it's not yours to do. The mystery is destined to surround us forever and for always. But here's the good news. For those of you that are here today or listening on this recording, you have one up on everyone else. You know the secret. The mystery is truly God in action. Seen or unseen. You may not know how, but what we know, what you know, is that it's happening 24/7, 365, and that there is absolutely no place where God is not. So all of those possibilities, all of those fleeting thoughts of things you could do, of what you wanted to do, or where you want to go, or places you want to visit, is Spirit saying to you, yes, beloved. Yes, beloved. I give you the keys to the kingdom. You are the magic. So I want to leave you with another Goethe quote that says, magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. So believe and trust that the mystery will always tame the magic. I didn't mean that. I meant the mystery will always tame the madness, and the magic will always be you. Thank you so much.
Yay, what a note to close on. And the magic will always be you. I love it. There's so much in this talk that is gold, golden nuggets everywhere. What about It's Andrea's Fault? I absolutely love that story because I can just see it's like the game Telephone, right? How these stories get passed around. And that's exactly what happens. And thank God Robin and Gil told me what they were going to do about the meditation and all the noise coming in, because I might have been really perplexed otherwise. But isn't that the truth? You know, we're just cruising along and there's all this noise and all this input. And sometimes we think it's all Andrea's fault. Oh, Robin, you're just divine light. Thank you. Thank you for all that you bring to us. You said surrender in the mastery is the mastery. And I couldn't help in that moment but think of the poem Invictus and how it ends with, you are the master of your fate, captain of your soul.
Mm.
You're the master of your fate, captain of your soul. And the madness, the mystery, the secret sauce is God in action. I love that. What a beautiful message that you shared with us today. I'm grateful for you. Okay, you mentioned a couple of things. How can people find you and get involved with some of the offerings you have coming up, you mentioned?
Oh, such a good question. And I'm always surprised when you ask it. I guess the best way to find me is via email. You can send an email to uh, uh, me, M-E, at robynrice.com. And you can find us on New Thought Media Network. You can find us Rockin' the Love on YouTube, New Thought Media Network, Facebook. You can connect on my Facebook.
I love everything you guys are doing and what you're doing, Robyn. I'll drop Robyn's email in the chat as well. So reach out. So we are going to get ready here to go into our workshop. So I want to give everybody a little time to get hydrated and nourished and come back for the magical mystery tour. Be your own guide, chart your journey to be the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. So I'm going to drop that link here in our feed, in our live stream feed as well, to get on our Zoom, into our Zoom room. Remember, invite everybody. Everybody is welcome. And then think of somebody who would love to hear this message and share it. You can share this straight from our Facebook page on Messenger, or on right onto somebody's profile, or right onto your profile, or go to YouTube, because by the end of the day, it's up on YouTube. Thank you, David, our tech guru, for getting those up for us. And you can grab the YouTube link. We love to share. We love to share our message. That's our part of our mission. I'm not sure if my feed is just frozen or not coming through, but I don't see any. I don't see any messages. But if you do have anything, bring it to the workshop, because I have a feeling we're going to be diving deep with Robyn. Thank you, beloved. If you, on the other side here, feel mentally, emotionally, spiritually refreshed, revitalized, restored by being here with the Unity Inspired Living community, please consider visiting our giving page. Participating in an energetic exchange with us declares to the universe is always listening. Much of what we heard today, it declares to the universe that you support the mission of our organization, and you value the vision that we hold and the purpose of this community. Our center is 100% supported by your loving contribution. So thank you. It means everything. It keeps us thriving. So we are going to close with our prayer of divine awakening, which is on my screen somewhere. Momentarily, I will pull it up. There it is. Yay. I invite you to speak this out, make this a declaration for your day, for your life. It's a new day, a beautiful day, a new beginning. I embrace this day with new eyes, an open heart, and expansive mind. I choose my vibrational frequency deliberately and consciously, harmonizing with life's events. I am receptive to source energy, divine guidance, and wisdom available to me at all times. I commit to serve unconditional love fully and completely. I move forward in a state of appreciation, an extension of the one magnificent power and presence. I am sovereign, whole, and free, claiming dominion over my life as I go in peace and awaken to my divinity. And so it is, bright beings of love. I invite you to be in conscious, loving prayer, holding space for our country, for President Trump. I've stood on many stages that I know Robyn has, and I've only been spit on once. So I can't imagine being shot at. And this is an invitation, like I said earlier in the morning, that this is an invitation for us to just dive into the wellspring of love and God and goodness. And we get to be that. This is our time to shine. When I say every week, shine on, bright ones, this is what I mean. You get to be the lighthouse. Thank you. Thank you for your conscious choice to be that. Robyn, you are amazing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. Thank you for giving us your sacred yes, giving us your heart, sharing with us so authentically. That is such a gift you have, sharing your truth. And it so makes a difference. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have about 15 minutes, everybody. Nourish, hydrate, and we will see you back in the Zoom. We have comments coming in now. But let me just touch on them. Thank you, Rob, because there's a lot of gratitude here, and it so needs to be spoken. Thank you, Robyn, for your magical message. You are a delight. I enjoyed the message. Grateful to you, Robyn. Thank you for your inspiration and wonderful spirit. Thank you so much, Robyn. Yes, we will never know how it works, but we know that it does work. We are the masters of our journey. Linda says, thank you, Amy, for your ongoing love, enthusiasm, and dedication to our community. Thank you all for the space that you hold. Thank you for the gratitude that you pour out. It matters. It makes a difference. What we appreciate appreciates. We know this is true. And we support you, Robyn. We love you. We are grateful for you. Thank you for saying yes to us, and we look forward to seeing you again. And reach out to Robyn. I'm going to drop her email address here in the feed as well.
Thank you.
Mwah. Blessings, everybody. Shine on, bright ones. See you in a few. Thank you, Robyn.
Thank you.